sometimes it's
Quite
just looking
impressive.
at a different way of things that you've been doing. And if you keep doing them the way you've been doing them, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. If you don't like what you've been getting, you've got to try a different approach. And that's when we come to
Risking in relationship. You know, every relationship needs a challenge. And we're not going to grow. We are not going to move forward in it unless we risk, unless we want to sit down and take the hard look at how to grow that relationship.
And when it comes to risking, there are topics that I think every couple tends to avoid.
Tons of them.
And you know, some of the reasons are different for each person. For some of us, it could be things that were taboo to discuss while we were growing up. Maybe it was, gosh, in our families, we never talked about this thing.
You think about it: death, sex, interpersonal relationships. It was modeled for you when you're younger. Even sometimes you think taboo not to even discuss how you're going to raise a child.
Or we could be unsure about how we're even going to approach it with the other person. It's like, okay, this is kind of an awkward topic. How do I even bring this up? And then there's the fear factor. You know, gosh, you know, how is he going to react when I say this? How is she going to react when I say this?
Rejection is a huge one. If I say this the wrong way, if I just let her know just what my true feelings are, will she look at me differently? Will she not respect me in the end? Will I create a barrier in our relationship?
And then also that fear of appearing incapable. If you broach a subject that makes you feel like you're risking, all of a sudden you may not seem so in charge all of us, you know, and that's a little hard when.
But none of us like to feel
out of control.
Thank you. There's the word. There, I was going to say not in charge, but out of control. That's better.
And yeah, it's my specialty. And then there are things that they tend to keep us quiet. And these are lies. I'm going to say it right now. Take them out of your head. I want you to think, all right, if you had a toothache, would these pieces of advice work for you?
These issues will eventually resolve themselves and go away. Not without a little bit of talk, a lot of talk.
I'll get used to it. I just need time.
Okay, time doesn't always heal everything that we have to deal with.
If I had that toothache,
but sometimes you have to give something time, right? In order to work it out, but time itself isn't going to take care of it.
Yeah, but getting used to the discomfort in the relationship, that's not a healthy thing. And, it's my problem. I just need to deal with it.
Okay, so what better way to shut them out and say, no, stay out of this one. I have to deal with this. It's only mine. What a great way to be able to pull in your spouse or your significant other in order to help you grow a little bit more.
Yeah. And in order to risk, it takes a certain amount of trust. Now, risking is one thing, trust is another. I have trust is
letting my spouse pack my parachute. Let me tell you a little story. No, I can't tell it.
We'll finish up.
Okay, and then risk is jumping out of the plane wearing that parachute. So anyway, with our firstborn, we went to speak at a Goya retreat out in Utah. We're in California.
So he trusted me to pack.
I said to her, I don't even have time to get home before we get on the plane. Pack my suitcase.
That was a lot of trust.
Here it is. Pack my suitcase. So we get on the plane. We're going to Utah. There's snow on the ground in Utah, even though it's sunny here. And I said, "Do you bring my coat?" She said, "Coat?"
Yes. Coat was there.
Coat was there. And she says, and I said, "Well, did you bring?" And then of course the only shirt that I'm wearing, the one shirt that I'm wearing, our son decides to spit up on while we're on the plane. And I said, "Well, you brought other shirts." And she said, "Shirts?"
Shirts? No, I made sure I packed underwear.
And then I got underwear. So we're going to Utah in the snow, and all I have is underwear. Okay. So
it was misplaced trust. But
so anyway, that's not the last time I asked her to help me do that. But
you know what? We had to rebuild the trust.
We laughed so hard. I thought it was funny. Ask her. I did laugh. I laughed a lot. I thought it was one of the funniest things. Then when we got to Utah, I borrowed a bunch of clothes. So,
but but when we are risking and with our spouse, it takes a certain amount of trust, and it's trusting. Just like with Jim, even though I messed up on packing that suitcase, he still was accepting of me. I could trust in his love to not reject me for making that mistake.
Mistakes are made. That's hard.
And then there are things that risk isn't. And sometimes we will say, oh, well, I'm risking when I do this. Dumping. Risking doesn't mean that I'm going to sit there and just
throw up all over you with information that you really is not fair to dump.
Yeah. If you've been letting stuff build up, and you just like, phew, that's no bueno, as my daughter would say.
You're not going to sit around and try to figure out how to manipulate your way into helping your significant other understand your side of the story.
Or to do what you want to do. It's not my big fat Greek wedding where she can move the head any way she wants. Okay, it's no.
So you have disagreement.
Yeah. There's the.
Okay, so you want to be so honest that it is brutal. You want to let them know exactly what the truth is, but by the end of it, you've just literally bombed them with something.
Torpedoed them. Take the brutal out of brutally honest.
It's a very, very hurtful thing. Oh dear. Let me see if I can fix this. Yeah. Let me see if you give me enough information that I'm going to go ahead and just fix you. It's not a good communication technique, really, because
it's not about fixing. It's growing.
There you go. I like that. It's not a fixed mindset thing.
Yeah. And then the other thing, and this is important, especially for us as Orthodox, is never circumvent the spiritual father. If you have something that is just weighing on your heart,
you'll talk to him first.
You know that you've got to bring it up with your spouse. Do so with the guidance of his spiritual father.
Hopefully he'll give you the right directions.
We're so blessed in our faith to have that